Sometimes you have no problems upgrading to the latest and greatest version of a piece of software, and other times you have problems in upgrading because something breaks. That's the fun, and I use that word loosely, of working with software. Now, Microsoft rolls up a whole bunch of bug fixes and patches together, and they throw them out there, and they call them service packs. And they allow you to download these service packs from the web. Windows XP is on service pack number 3, and some people are still using Windows XP for a good reason, because right now Vista is not well, it's generally not a great operating system. Windows 7, right around the corner, at least from today's date, is going to be an awesome upgrade from either Windows Vista, most certainly, or Windows XP. However, Lewis, it's potentially Louis, I don't know, because I only have the typewritten word here, from the PC Pit Stop community, submitted this question. I have a clear software incompatibility with XP SP3. Is that a sunblock for geeks? I need it. Obviously, I think I need sun more than I need a sunblock. That didn't happen with previous SP2. Is there a way to solve or go around it? Can I find any diagnostic software or any other means to help me at least find where the problems are? So sometimes when you install a new service pack, something's going to break. It's just bound to happen. Lewis has the problem. My recommendation, instead of rolling back to what your system was like before Service Pack 3, which of course you can do through the uninstallation tool that likely happened when you installed SP3, is to do this. Locate the executable file, this program, the utility that's having a problem. How could you do this? Well, you can do it a variety of ways. You can browse for it on your hard drive, wherever it happens to be, probably somewhere inside of the C drive, program files directory, is somewhere in there. And then, named according to whatever the program name was. You could find it. You could use a search tool, built into the system. You could potentially even right-click the icon in the start menu, pull up its properties. You can find the location, but you need to find the location because this is the only way that you're going to be able to address the problem. You can only do this on exe files. Those are executable files, things that can be executed, run, programs. So in the properties sheet, that comes up when you right-click the executable file, or potentially even the shortcut to it, you're going to see, and I'm sorry, I'm turning to this computer because it's the one that's running Windows right now. Right-click it, go to the Compatibility tab, and hopefully you know how to spell compatibility. If not, just go by the screen cues of what's there and take your best shot. You got to be on the Compatibility tab, and in there, the first option you're going to see is a little box that says, run this program in compatibility mode. One of those modes happens to be Windows XP Service Pack 2. There, of course, are earlier versions of Windows compatibility mode, but try that. It's possible, very possible, that will solve the problem. I've had it work before when I needed to run a program in compatibility mode, not necessarily in relation to Windows XP, but I ran it, this is older executables, programs that I had when Windows was my primary operating system. This can, however, help save the day. Now, the good news is, with Windows 7, is they've kind of done things differently, very wisely. I was talking to someone who works on the Windows 7 team, and they explained it to me, how they're going to build in XP compatibility mode within Windows 7. Essentially, they run that program, that executable, if you define it as this only works with XP, they run it inside a remote desktop. They basically remote into the application, and it's like it's running inside of Windows XP, even though it's running inside of Windows 7. It's actually kind of cool, and will likely address most of the compatibility problems, if not all of the compatibility problems that currently exist, like when you're trying to run older software on a newer operating system or the same operating system that has had updates like service packs. So my recommendation is that when Windows 7 comes out, please consider upgrading. It is a fantastic upgrade. Roll with the punches, okay? Don't cling on to Windows 98. And I know one person Cat is Fort here. We've actually got an operator, one of the people who volunteers to help us in our chat room. He's still running Windows 98. Can't believe it. The only reason I can think of running Windows 98 is for Microsoft Chat. They used to call it Comic Chat. I love that app. I'm sorry, that program. On Mac OS X, programs are called apps, and on Windows, apps are called programs. Either way, they're executables. They're things that let you do other things. They don't really have any compatibility modes, at least that need configuring inside of Mac OS X. Things kind of happen in a more seamless fashion. I'm just saying, I gave you help, but I'm just saying that, there are more operating systems than Windows out there. My email address, chris@Pirillo.com. Doesn't matter which operating system you use. Hopefully your mail application works fine. Maybe you even use a web-based mail application, in which case it doesn't really matter which OS you're on. OS operating system. Anybody? You're more than welcome to leave your own suggestions for Ian here in the comments thread for wherever this video happens to be embedded, assuming you're watching it on a web page. And you're more than welcome to join us at geeks.Pirillo.com. That's my community full of tech experts who are a heck of a lot more serious than I am. I'm just trying to get through the afternoon, that's all. It's hot. I'm getting punchy. Not used to the sun here. I need XP SP3, I think, to kind of... Seriously, can you see the light coming through behind me? It's crazy. It burns! Did you see my did you see my skin? It was glistening. I should move to Forks, Washington. Hang on. Someone's trying to call me. Oh, it's my dad. Dad?
Yes?
Can I call you back? I'm recording a video.
Well, sure.
Okay, thanks.
I can't open my email on that little computer. It won't let me get there. Maybe you can walk me through what I could try.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
No, I love you too.
Never stops. I swear that wasn't planned. It never stops. You are not going to get my mobile number, though. Not going to happen. Even if you did, I wouldn't answer the phone. You're not my dad. Unless, of course, you're my dad watching the video, in which case you are my dad. If you'd like to join us in the chat room, they'll be willing to help you, even if I'm not here. The chat room is, and we're typically talking tech 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.Pirillo.com.